That's very common. I see that every day.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I had goat on Monday.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
Oh,
I
that's
have
good,
goat once.
man.
I have goat once a
Melt it in
week.
your mouth.
I'll say I had goat last week too.
Yeah,
Goat curry.
yeah, that's what I had. Curry goat. Yeah, new Jamaican place in town. It was
I
awesome. I couldn't
I
stop eating. I
discovered
got sick. I ate so much.
I discovered goat and duck after I moved here. I never had those as options growing up in America, but you guys should eat more goat and eat more duck.
Well, I ate a lot of lamb when we were kids,
You need to eat more
and it
green
tastes the
leafy
same as goat.
vegetables. That's
Same
all you
thing.
need
Just
to
one
eat.
got wool, one got fur. That's the only difference.
So
What I miss?
I'm thinking we're winding up about a 2 a.m., 3 a.m. meeting with Bisbee Sharp. Wherever you want to have it, where he gives you a big ask on you guys. And of course, you can take this at your leisure. This is not something like you have to go and like rush immediately to go do. But he did just make it clear that there can't be a link to the FBEE.
A little bit of a recap, man. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What recap do we need? Because you just kicked Roadkill's ass, kicked them to the curb. You seem to
We beat
shut
the weird
down.
video monster.
You beat the weird video monster, and then the FBEE came in and secured the scene and arrested the perps there, the Roadkill crew, hustled them off, took care of the media scrum. You guys got some media time, FaceTime. And then Bisbee Sharp wanted to talk to you guys back at the station, or did he talk to you there about this Pondsville thing? And why did it come up? It came up because you disclosed to him what you found down there, right? In the sewers?
Correct.
Yeah, and most of us were pretty clueless, but Metal explained to us about Pondsville or whatever.
Yep. And I guess I can, since the professor is in the FBEE loop, and tell me if you've heard this dance before. Pondsville is or was a coal mine. It's been there for a long freaking time in West Virginia. And I posted some images up of West Virginia. I don't know if you saw those in game images. And at some point in its history, it had some major toxic accident that closed the mine down and vacated the company town that had grown up around it. And then what happened next? Then it was dormant there for a while until shit started going off with the Congress of Truth. And they were operating out of Pondsville because underneath Pondsville, it never was a coal mine. It never was a toxic spill. It was a deep secret military research facility working on some program. It's not clear what I guess Bisbee Sharp, with all the data dump you brought, he's been able to go through that over the last few weeks or whenever you got it. It's been a while. It's at least been weeks. Is that it was a program built on cutting edge biogenetics, editing out disease, making like a kind of an all cure, and it was being done with these pieces of Enteron energy. That there is a there's a what I was I guess an extraterrestrial source of the energy. They're calling it Enteron energy, and they've been trying to work on figuring out ways to tap it. This Enteron energy comes from well, it's extraterrestrial, so it comes from outer space, hits the atmosphere, and can burn up into small particles and impact. And anytime it impacts with a living organism, if it's not a human, for one, it just fucking destroys it, kills it. It's toxic. To a person, it gives them cancer. But if they have any offspring while they have been dying of cancer from this extraterrestrial particle, they the offspring is born with enhanced abilities. Sometimes, a lot of times people just die anyways, but there is a subset. So Ponsville was part of this research on harnessing this extraterrestrial, I guess it's shower of, meteor shards coming from outer space. Would they have a location of it? They were working on pinpointing the location of it. This time, this is in, these records go all the way back to like the 40s and 50s.
Operation Deep Ghost.
And so this Congress of Truth, and there's also other places. There was the, what was it? There's actually some names I think I can throw around.
We went out to Ponsville last year, and it was hard to tell because a lot had happened, but we believe we found the site of the original meteor impact on Earth where all the superpowers were coming from. The meteor itself was gone, but there was lots of weird little evidence.
So the Ponsville project, was responsible for the that vaccine program. And I don't know when this was, in the 70s, the 80s. Metal, you may have a better knowledge of that.
Mm-hmm.
But the vaccine program was for like kids. This was one of the initial research of it's called the Ponsville Project. It was the Ponsville Project, the Atlantis Project. You uncovered the Atlantis Project. That was down in Belize. And there was a third one that came a lot later. That's super top secret. They didn't have a lot of information on the Apollo project. So that screwed up a lot of people. It killed a lot of American children in elementary school and shit like that. But that didn't stop the research. That, this was big time stuff. Got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. What sank, that didn't sink Ponsville. It sank some people's careers that were involved in this vaccine program, upstate New York, all that shit, whatever, the fallout from it.
So why are we back to Ponsville? What new thing do we have at Ponsville?
At some point, they had the toxic accident. That was the facility undergoing some catastrophic fucking accident. And, there's not any data on that, because this was like what you guys got was like files like in a storage facility down low, really far down below in the complex. And so that wasn't recorded on any of this information that was there, but basically there was some catastrophic accident at this facility. There's no mine under there. But when that accident happened, that's when it got shut down as a toxic waste site, and everyone was vacated out of the company town, and the mine was sealed up, and cleanup operations were conducted, and then it was an off limits, fenced off, toxic site. The Congress of Truth, this wacko terrorist organization of who knows, infiltrated these two facilities and started using them again. They started making shit. One of the things that they were working on was using, and somehow they extorted and blackmailed the doctor working on the COVID-24 project to take some of their goop from Pondsville and use that federal facility at the Capital City University Medical Facility to culture shit that they needed. Seems he has a connection to the Pondsville past. Dr. McKeever is not really Dr. McKeever. He's got a hidden past. He's been living another life since like the 60s and 70s, like the vaccine program. So that's the connection.
So many children.
Yeah. He was discredited, all that. He was a fall guy in the whole thing, and then he just resurfaces decades later and gets a job, and then and he's a genius, right? So he get tapped by Democrats to fucking take care of some crisis shit. So that's a connection to Pondsville.
Secret government laboratory on the ground.
That's been, black holed and supposedly shut down years ago, is being used by this wacky organizations, the Congress of Truth. They're the ones that's been all over the paper that the Starhold FBE orbiting satellite prison was taken over by terrorists and came crashing down into the California desert because of the fine work of Metal, Olympian, and some other heroes, because it was taken over by terrorists. Unknown terrorist is the public thing. So that's kind of the backstory. Okay, so Bisbee Sharp, when he got all this information, hasn't made a move on I guess I'm leaving a big hill. So when earlier heroes got involved in Pondsville and uncovered what was going on there with the Congress of Truth, there was a lot of shit that went down, like another battle. And when the dust settled, the what do they call it? The Army Corps of Engineers, like a fucking a section of them. I don't want to say a division, a company, something like that. Battalion, bigger than a company, right? Not a regiment, maybe a regiment. I don't know how many people are in it, but anywhere from at first there was about 1,500 personnel, but now there's probably a lot less. Came in and secured the site. The U.S. military came in and secured it. And none of those heroes that have been here except Metal, all those other heroes are gone. They've left the city. They've disappeared. They've gotten out of the business. They didn't want to have shit to do with it. And Bisbee Sharp can't get anything on Pondsville. Like, he's X'd out of it. Like, what's going on there goes above him in the FBEE. And he's really spooked by these guys. And this General Grouse up there, and the history of this, he's like, these guys, or the federal government at one point using this place, they were, they deep six loose ends, people disappeared, if secrets were getting out, really scary stuff. So he doesn't know what's going on there, and he doesn't want to stick his neck and his men and women's neck into it because, they'll just get what they'll be killed by some shady government organization. Is what he's fearing.
So he doesn't want to put his feds at risk. So he's basically sending out superhuman contractors.
Yeah. For now, for a while, he's been, content to leave it alone because you shut off the guns that were coming from there going into Capital City with the Civil Guard. The Civil Guard was working with the Congress of Truth out of Pondsville. They were getting the drug around town, all that. So he's happy that, that's been stopped. Capital City was been saved once again.
So what, he's concerned there's just new stuff cooking up there and we're off to investigate it?
Well, the Deep Ghost thing sealed the deal. Deep Ghost and all that energy stuff, Professor, that the Deep Ghost was utilizing is some of that Pondsville tech, like this goopy goo or aerosol meteor shards to make energy. So somehow that rogue whatever machine video creature in the sewers that lived in through all these wires is made of shit that was initially being harvested and researched in Pondsville in that secret bunker years ago and once again. So that's what's got him all riled up and like, okay, we got to stop this now. Whatever's going up there seems to be highly dangerous, right?
Okay.
And what else has pushed him to move is the Starhold incident. Congress of Truth was on that, though, publicly it's not being disclosed who the terrorists were, but the Congress of Truth was trying to take over the fucking Starhold satellite. And they were experimenting on some of the prisoners and the staff. And then it all comes down in flames. So yeah, it's time to rip the curtain back and come what may, heroes, it's time for you to do what the good cop can't do. Does that make sense?
Villains that are behind an awful lot of the bad things in the city going back many years. That Wesley Snipes, sorry, Bisbee Sharp has decided it's time to go after them because it looks like they're hiding at Pondsville again because they've been behind half the supervillain activity like ever.
Hey, look, we got audience. They clued me into. Marcus told me how many people in a battalion. So a company it is. There's about a company left.
I believe the company is up 350 men.
Yeah, but that's not all combat, right? That's all support staff.
It's everybody. Company's not very big.
So it's nice and flexible enough for me that I can use it as a editor in chief.
So I've been to Pondsville once, guys. I've been to Pondsville once. It got very messy, a lot of super tech, all of that. I don't by any means have it committed to memory. There was a deep mine shaft with crazy toxic stuff in it, and a supervillain named Dr. Good who eventually teleported away from us.
Yep, but then you apprehended him at the that other where the Atlantis project was been worked on in the 50s and 60s. That's where he fled to. That seems to be where he actually worked originally.
So
and that had a lot of genetic engineering with like reptiles and shit.
all this toxic stuff that's in this mine, is it like breathing?
There is no
toxic?
There's no toxic stuff. There's none.
Wait, he just said there was.
Well, there was some
It's gone.
catastrophic accident in the Pondsville project, and then the government sent in the Army Corps of Engineers and declared a toxic accident. The people in the company town were not So they weren't miners, but they ran the place like it was a mining town. So for a long time, everyone believed that that was a mine in there. People were mining coal. And they did. There was a cover. There was coal going out, the place started as a mine or whatever, but why a fucking facility got built under there? No idea. Or no, would there
We
be?
never learned the
There
big
is.
answers.
Yeah, I guess would it be? It would be in. No, that's not going to be in those documents. Those are all on results, and projects, not the origins of the place.
Well, you guys want to go hunt up some trouble?
Hey, who's driving?
You don't drive. You're a ghost. Ghosts don't have driver's licenses.
And you guys want to go right up there on the heels of this meeting?
Well, what time of day is it?
It's like
He
3
said
o'clock
it's
in the
2 in the
morning.
morning.
Yeah,
'cause
I think we need to get some sleep.
Do you? I don't know. You're superheroes. Do you need sleep? I guess you do. Right? You're not
Yeah, I do.
robots.
I've
Oaken
slept long.
does-
I've slept long enough. My sleep's caught up.
Yeah, Oaken doesn't have to go to sleep. But
I'm all about going after this during the day, not under creepy moonlight, after we've had some rest.
So Metal, where are you going to go catch your rest? Professor, where are you
Loft.
going to catch you? The Chrome, I know possibly where you're going. Are you going to go back to your apartment and go have
Yeah,
a pop tart? Go
my
have a
dorm.
Pop Tart and some milk.
Yep. I think I got some
The-
ramen noodles or something, but
I know the professor could use a nap because his brain has got to hurt. Because I was just informed it's only been 5 days since he's met Metal, and his intelligence has grown from 10 to 12 in
Your
5
intelligence,
days. So,
your intelligence has grown in 5 days.
ah!
Okay. Do you have any place you really want to go? Because Bisbee Sharp and the FBEE, they just got you like a hotel room not too far from the FBEE headquarters in downtown Capital City, North Capital
It
City.
always makes me nervous when a GM wants to know where you're resting.
I always want to know where you guys are resting. I always want to know where you guys call home. This is a superhero game. You're not murder hobos wandering over fucking mushroom land.
Oh,
You guys have.
So where was this debriefing?
It was either you guys can either have it right there on site in North Elmview on the scene of where you came out and said Deep Ghost is fucking done. We did it. We saved the city once again. Bisbee Sharp. Or you could have had this conversation and a debriefing of everything back at the FBEE office.
I
Yeah,
expect.
there's not much
Metal
chance of
would
me
want
going
to
there.
avoid
There's not
the
much chance
office.
at all of me going there.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I was like, nope, that's probably got to be out here.
Okay, so you're doing it out on the crime scene. It's easy to have privacy because the FBE, and now they're got to turn it over to the Capital City Police Department. And the media may start coming in or whatever, but you guys can in that building, right? The building that the battle happened. You're having that. You finished that discussion in there, the scene of the crime, if you would, where you took down Croc and Power Disc. They're all, just so you know, they got some ID on these guys finally. They're all known like low-life thugs.
So
In
somebody's
South Capital City. Up
so
to this
somebody's
point,
giving them powers.
somehow they got hooked up, or more likely they got a hold of when that drug BAM was being distributed on the streets. Somehow they were given or got a hold of doses that actually made you have enhanced abilities. But yes, they have none of the money, the mind, or the wherewithal to have their equipment or have that kind of talent because they had a history of being, criminals in South fucking Capital City, various, petty crimes, thefts, maybe a few murders that could be pinned on crime, drugs, prostitution. So that's a noticeable thing by that. But it seems that this somehow Deep Ghost was the person that was getting him that stuff. Somehow, and they don't know, Deep Ghost seemed to be able to manipulate and manage and get access to large funds to pay for shit.
At one point, Deep Ghost shut off all my credit cards, by the way.
So, and how did he get stuff? Don't know. The Deep Ghost can't answer that question. Maybe they can get some of that information out of the Roadkill Wrecking Crew. Who knows? They'll have to be, you know.
So I'm going to grab some odds and ends, the things I normally carry in my pocket, just to make sure I have enough of them. The things I carry: the ball bearings, the short lengths of chain, the barbed wire.
Yeah, stuff you manipulate to cause damage.
Have you considered
Yeah.
jacks?
Yes, I thought very much about jacks.
But he likes this
I-
whirling thing for like the force field, right? I mean, you use other things, but
Yeah.
well, you do a lot of things with the chain.
Chain is so
Professor,
incredibly useful.
are you concerned about your headaches? Do you want to talk to the FBEE doctor, Dr. Dennis Murphy?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
I just
so
wanna-
you just-
We're all we just decided that we were gonna get some sleep before tackling anything new, right?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm still going
That's
over
it.
your sleeping. Metal's not. It doesn't sound like she's doing anything but sleeping at her loft, and then when you've had enough sleep, getting up in some time in the morning, mid-morning, and getting your boots on. Does that sound reasonable or no?
Yeah.
So I'm just going around and getting that for all of you. Professor, what are you going to do with this time? What are you going to, when you leave? Are you going to follow anybody? Are you going to go to your hotel? It's 3:00 in the corner of Church and Parrot.
I follow
And that-
Metal everywhere until she tells me not to.
Okay.
But not
Metal.
in the creepy kind of way.
It's almost like
Or
a
next to the loft.
Oaken, so that leaves it to Oaken. What do you want to do? You don't actually really need to sleep being a ghost, I guess. I don't know.
No, I'm gonna start on a recon mission. I can fly to West Virginia, go to the Pondsville mine.
Okay. It'll take you a while to get there. We'll figure that out later. But you're going on ahead, okay?
Yeah, I can go on ahead and
Okay,
start
just because you love super suits.
and
Yeah.
meet up, and, and give you some intel. I'll scope it out from a distance and see what I see.
Okay. So that leaves
Unless I can't get there that fast, then we'll have to take the train or drive there or something.
do I gotta add this to the stage. Ooh, is that what Metal's wearing today?
Yeah, that's her motorcycle suit that she wears when she expects people to throw things at her.
And you're gonna wear the motorcycle helmet with like the smoked lens so no one can see your face? Or are you going
That is the point.
okay.
Hey,
I will bring the helmet. I'll only wear it if I have to.
Okay. But that's effectively your mask.
It is.
Professor, you don't wear a mask, correct? Chrome, you've got a public profile. Everyone knows you as so and so.
Yep.
Oaken, you're clearly not really human.
No, I have a public identity, anyways.
Well, what's your flight?
6. But yeah, 6.
I will tell you how many miles per hour that is, and then we can figure out how far it is. Someone can just put in if someone puts in distance between Baltimore, Maryland, and Haram with an M,
I like it.
West Virginia, that will give us the miles.
That's only about
You're doing 75
200
miles an
miles.
hour, right?
Yeah, it looks like your top speed is 75 miles an hour.
That's in a straight line now as a crow flies.
Yes, and so
I
again
can
with
be
the
there in 2
crows.
hours. It's no more than that. It's no more than That's only no more than 300 miles in a straight line, so I could be there.
But how are you getting there? I mean, you're flying, but you don't know where this place is. What are you just gonna fly until you see like how many small fucking West Virginia bullshit towns are you
I
gonna
thought
fly
we
over?
knew. I thought we knew where Pawnsville was.
Yeah, they do. It's on a map, but what are you? I mean, are you taking a map with you? Like you don't have Jeep. You don't have fucking
Well, yeah,
Google
give me the
Chrome.
map.
I mean, are you
Post
taking?
positioning system.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to have a paper map, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
give me the map. Put it in my pocket.
Okay, so that's going to
Does this
affect
post
the
have a
time it takes you.
smartphone? I mean,
He doesn't. He doesn't have a smartphone. He does.
I'll stop at McDonald's along my way and check. Ask for directions.
I got to get my. I got to go get my Coca-Cola, gentlemen. I'll be right back.
I guess the point is, I'll be there by the time y'all show up.
You're dead. That changes things.
Yeah.
No, I had a lot of fun hooking up my crazy monitor set since I just got the new work computer in. I got all 5 screens playing at once, and it works with apparently everything except for StreamYard.
Choi. This is one of the shirts I had made in Thailand. It's my new gaming shirt. The other one is an orange shirt with black dice.
Are these made for you in Thailand?
Yeah.
That's excellent. See,
I
I've had
just,
suits made. I've never
I
had
saw the
shirts made
orange.
for me.
Plus, I like orange, so I saw the orange material with the black and white dice, and I said, "Ooh, I want a shirt made out of this." And he said, "Oh, I also have black with orange dice." I got, "Make me two."
How long were you in Thailand for?
Too long. It was almost actually a little over 2 weeks. 14 days, 16 days, I think.
Oh, that's a long trip.
Well, it would have been. I always have fun there, but their New Year's celebration for them is a huge week-long water fight, and it gets old after day 2. Then you feel like captive in your hotel because you can't go anywhere because you're like, oh, I'd like to go to a nice dinner tonight. Oh, wait, there'll be a bucket of water dumped on my head as soon as I walk out the door, so you
know
can't
what
go
that sounds
anywhere.
like, Professor? That sounds like a lot like the night of constant drumming in the sword and sorcery world of Valater. You weren't there. You guys weren't there. I was. Night of constant drumming. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Probably a good place to be selling earplugs.
All right. Or I'll just wait till everybody wakes up and gets their rest, and then we'll.
I mean, you will eventually get there. You can do some recon, but I'm just want to know how you're getting there. You guys, when you pull things out of your hat, like a rabbit out of your hat, to say, I'm doing this. Sometimes I ask how, because I think it matters.
well, the Ghost doesn't, but Chrome has a smartphone, so Chrome's gonna look it up when he gets up in the morning.
Yeah. How many miles is it from Baltimore to, or capital city, quote unquote, Baltimore to Haram, Haram, West Virginia?
1 second.
Why am I comparing?
Haram, Harem.
Haram.
So you could put in anywhere in West Virginia. It's going to give you the same distance. It's not that big.
There's a from where you guys are. There's an east side and a west side. I think if you transit
159 miles.
159 miles, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
East Coast, man. I live out west. It's just like
Where everything's 600 miles to the nearest thing.
exactly right. Oh, that's 500 miles. Yeah, you're gonna
No,
want
I
to get.
tell you how I'm
moving.
going to get there because I can fly there in 2 hours from Baltimore because Maryland borders West Virginia. All you have to do is follow the Potomac River and you're there. And find Pawnsville.
Once
I'll
again,
go into the map
Oakens.
and I'll just
Once
stop at
again.
McDonald's, ask for directions.
Okay. Okay.
Again with the McDonald's.
Yep.
Was dead a really long time. Really wants a burger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Chrome, I could teleport you there instantly. Just let me shoot you.
No, that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Metal Professor Chrome, how are you all heading to Pondsville?
I can get a terrific head of steam that's probably faster than most people would enjoy traveling.
I have no
good for that.
transportation ability, so I always follow Metal's lead when it comes to these things.
Well, if he's taking the bike, you can just ride on the back.
I can
We're
get
going
there in
to
about
bu-
40 minutes.
Okay.
I'm gonna, I don't know, borrow an SUV like we did ages ago, borrow a car, something like that, and take the car up to about 250 miles an hour on our way there.
And so you just jump inside the car, Professor, is what he's offering.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If Chrome would like to come with us, he obviously can.
Yeah, I mean, running for 40 minutes isn't exactly my idea of just fun, but
You
and
mean
besides,
skating.
I would just get true skating. Besides, I would just get there before you all and have to stand around and wait. So I'll just
Yep.
ride.
And you probably cause some head turning and car accidents on whatever on the way there as you go
Yeah,
zipping
hopefully
by, right? People would be like, "What the hell is that? It's one of those EEs."
Would the flying SUV chitty chitty bang bang style cause a disruption? Are people going to see a car flying overhead?
Just a drone. They're common now. Just a drone.
Yeah, I mean, some people are. It'll be reported a flying car, like that will be heard and shit like that. And stuff like that eventually ends up on the Nefarious News Network, the pirate cable station in Capital City that always is portraying enhanced entities in a bad light.
How common are EEs in the world? Like in Capital City, how many of us are there? Are there like 160 or are there like 12?
You guys are it. There's some that have passed through that have put on the mantle of hero and then have left. Parts
Okay.
unknown.
So
There has been a raft of super enhanced villains that the FBEE and Metal and some associates, freelance vigilantes, have taken out in the past.
I bet
there
there's 20 supervillains in town all told.
Yeah, well, Jay's got his rogues gallery, So there's some out there.
But it sounds like the government was trying to make superheroes in the 40s and 50s, at least, with who knows what success.
Shocking.
And since this is an extraterrestrial fucking particles from space that entered the atmosphere, who knows how long it's been happening, right? What's the source of that shit? What's going on there? So
I believe we can set down inside the gates of Pondsville, so we don't have to worry about the gate. Is the army there currently?
oh yes, there's did I put up a map of the Pondsville? I think I did, of the grounds in the game
I don't
images.
know if we have that.
It's in Discord. I guess I can pull it up too here.
Images. Oh yeah, you got some images earlier. You even got the map. So I already got it.
Yeah, that's the map. No, I previously uploaded it, but I guess I should put it on the stream, right?
Dave loves maps.
Haram. Yeah, I see Haram. Yeah, Haram's on Route 33. US Route 33.
So
Area
I'm
closed.
thinking we could sit down on the backside of the mountain somewhere. I found a back way out of the mine shaft ages ago. I don't know if it's still there, but I really would rather not have the conversation with the army.
Yeah, no, the army's there. there's trucks, there's troops, there's barracks, there's stuff that's been set up in front of between the mouth of the mine and the mine is cut into the road up to Pondsville is, a switchback road up to where a big flat spot's been cut out from strip mining way back in the day, and then the entrance to the mine into the side of the hill. And that's where Pondsville is. It's outside of Haram. It's up the, like about 5-7 miles outside of Haram, up on the hill, up on the mountainside.
And because I didn't think of this till this minute, I'm going to use my obscure power so that we're not showing up on cameras or radar as to where we landed.
Well, I was just going to say, if I do a flyby for reconnaissance while I'm in dispersal, I can't be seen on radar either. Yeah,
That
there's
is
military
true.
there.
That's
They
right.
probably got some type of radar or something going on.
There is, what do they got going on? Yeah, they've got buildings and stuff set up between the ghost town and the sealed up entrance to the mine. There's a helicopter pad with a helicopter. There's barracks and buildings. There's some warehouses. There's a couple of semi trucks, and there's a bunch of armored personnel carrier, and the place is crawling with Army personnel. Looks like they're loading and packing things. There's activity on the ground. Another day at a military installation in the U.S. Army.
Loading and packing, you say?
Yeah,
Well, yes, there are some. There's just a couple of semis and warehouses. There's.
Well, I'm thinking I'll find a high vantage point, like a mountaintop or a radio tower, and stay in my dispersal form. And
yeah, there's a big radio tower.
And observe what movement are they packing these trucks in and out. They're moving people. They're moving weapons. They're moving.
They're crates. They're sealed
material.
Crates, protected lockers that the military would move valuable ordnance or weaponry in. They're secured crates for weapons and ammunition.
Look, guys, I'm about as subtle as a Bofors cannon. When do you want to sneak in and see what it is they're moving along? Because I find myself very interested. They're moving right when we're coming.
So you can see some numbers on this map, right?
I can't, but then that's because it's too small.
Oh, it's too small. Okay.
For me, I mean, my eyesight's terrible.
I mean, it is a bit small.
Full screen, yeah. I see some 17s, 15s, 18s, 12, 6, 5, 2, 1, 11, 10, 9, 9, 7, 8, 9, 18, 18, 18.
Yep, perfect. That's
and the compass rose.
That's gonna help out greatly. The 18s, they are bunkers, some type of bunker, some concrete installation with a lot of cables and wires attached to it that go up, and like you were talking about radio tower or whatever, there's a big some type of radio or antenna straight up in the middle of that circle of bunkers, and wires are attached to it. It can be you can hear a lot of energy humming around it. Where the number 6 is, right near there's where the helicopter is. The 17s are warehouses, and there's trucks in the middle of them, and they're backed up against the ghost town. And then you can see the security fence is just kind of that rectangle there. The entrance to the mine is that big gray arc right there in the southeast corner.
Oh,
You know, when I look at the layout of this facility, what brings to my mind is it looks like it's laid out like a printed circuit board with like RAM chips and
it does look like
All
that.
goes
It's not
to
my
the
map.
we say that.
processor.
It's not my map. I had a map I did a long time ago. I don't know where it is. Hand drawn. That was much nicer.
Maybe that has something to do with the layout.
It doesn't. That's just what I had to work with. I pirated this image off the internet, so.
By the way, when you said small West Virginia town, I didn't realize we were talking population 96.
Oh yeah, in our fictional Haram, West Virginia, well, the county marshal has disappeared. His family was implicated in drug dealing. The
Well,
main street of Haram has got a pizza shop, a closed furniture store, a church.
Just so I'm
some
sure we're on the
county
same page
buildings.
here, is this Harmon or Haram? Because Harmon's what I saw on the map, and that's what I looked up.
I butcher
Herman.
names.
That's all right. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't an invented place that was somewhere else on the map somewhere.
No, I'm trying to use a real name in the general
Okay.
locale there.
Yeah, because I went in to try and find the mileage, and I couldn't find it because I was looking up Haram or whatever, and then when I found Harmon on the map, because he said it was on Route 33 or Highway 33, I saw it, and then so I Googled it, and I'm like, yeah, population 96.
Yep. And
Yeah, that's a typical West Virginia family.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Like-
they're probably all related.
when you go through Haram, there's a main street, there's one cross street, there's those blinking yellow and red street lights in the center of that intersection that only go on in the evening.
By the way, you're talking about the places like kind of where I grew up. So
Okay.
I
not
would
West
like to
Virginia,
take.
but Indiana.
I would like to take.
I
this
did a
time
lot
to
of work in West
apologize.
Virginia back in the 90s. I did a lot of
I
work
want
there.
to apologize to anybody from West Virginia who might accidentally watch this.
We haven't trashed West Virginia. We haven't said a single negative thing about West Virginia.
Actually, we kind of have.
I find it an excellent place to look at some of the ecological disaster, which is strip mining.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't even have to drive all the way to Canada, way up north to see that. I can see little it on mini scale in West Virginia.
My wife used to live in West Virginia, and we went there and visited specifically Nitro, West Virginia, and the whole city has a smell.
There's a lot of cities in the country that have that. Greeley,
Oh,
Colorado has a smell.
Kingsport, Tennessee certainly does.
What's left of it.
So, do
Anyway.
we want to recon this place? Like I said, some of you guys are way more subtle than I am.
I'm fast, but I'm not subtle. I'm kind of shiny. Attract attention.
Yeah,
I'm giving you the
I'm in my
recon.
recon position right now. So
I've just given you the recon. There's armored personnel
I
carriers.
want to know what's in the
on
truck.
ground.
I want to know what's going in the packages going in the truck, and I want to know if they're coming out of the mine.
Not subtle.
How are you going to check out the truck? Because there's a lot of troops moving and stuff.
well, I can
It's
disperse,
an active
the ghost, but
loading
I don't have a
zone.
good answer.
It's an
I
active
can
loading
disperse through the roof of one of the truck trailers and see
zone.
what's
Dispersal
in it.
doesn't make you invisible.
Yeah, I know.
It does allow him to move underground, though.
He's still got to poke his head out.
Sure.
He's got to still look.
We
But
don't-
you want
I
to.
tell
You
what,
want
you
to.
guys have any
You
more
can
subtle
do it. You
approaches
can
than
do
that?
it. I'm just saying you're not invisible. You'll just have to make like a stealth check, relying on your dispersal power as your stealth.
What do you think? Should I do that?
Either one of you guys have something sneakier?
No.
Like I said, not
Ghosted it.
not subtle. Although I wonder in the future if I can get some official FBEE credentials, so I could just like walk into federal facilities by flashing a badge or something. Something to think about.
Yep, certainly. Today's not the day, though.
See, they had to like take out a squad and put on their uniforms like they did in the old days.
Ghost, subtle. Come on.
Okay, what's your
I'm trying not
dispersal
to-
power? What's your dispersal power, Oaken?
9.
Try not to assault the U.S. Army.
Okay. You need to get like a 7 or better to sneak up and take a look into the trucks and go and get to it unobserved by whatever means you want. But you're looking at what's that? Who's that?
Sorry about that.
It sounded like Oaken's
I
power
rolled
going.
an 8. I rolled an 8.
Okay. Okay.
Is that the alarms and stuff that you shut off?
There you
Yeah,
go.
no, that
Yeah.
Oaken just set those off.
Is that your ghost detector?
They're crates of uh, of well manufactured and machined star pulse guns,
Hits.
rifles. What the Roadkill Wrecking Crew had was star pulse guns and pistols, but homemade.
Bootleg.
Each one was a bootleg or a hand assembled, right? And these are clearly machined, and you can tell like half these buildings on the 17 area there, the ones on the south are where semis were parked, and the ones on the north on the other side of the gravel road is they're actually a factory shop machinery. It's not running right now, but that was the machining facility where these guns were being manufactured.
So it's not shocking the U.S. Army has guns, but these guns are almost designed to fight superheroes with.
And there was
Even the really good.
the places in this area, Oaken, you can tell, has seen a lot of vehicle traffic coming and go. But there only seems to be a couple of semis still on site, and then a bunch of armored personnel carriers.
Can I
There'd be
listen into the radio communications?
you can try.
Okay.
Try.
I have a 3. I have a 3 in the power, but
You have a 3 in the power.
radio
Well,
communications, I have a 3.
okay. I'm going to call this what? I'm going to call this difficult. So 3 versus 4. You need 11 or better to get any radio frequency information.
I will take 16.
16. You do.
Yes.
What is the radio frequency?
What's the frequency, Kenneth?
Well done.
Yeah, I guess shipping or outload nearly complete. It seems like they're going over protocols on locking things down. It's kind of besides knowing what is in those crates, it sounds like the radio traffic of a base camp starting to be shut down and moved out.
So the
And that
army
only,
is,
there was only going to be a small skeletal crew left behind. And they're like, well, how many APCs should be left? Blah blah blah. And they're like 5.
so the army is in control of this place, and the FBEE sent us here. So is this like some interagency kerfuffle that we're having to sort through? Is that what this seems like?
Yeah, what seems is Bisbee Sharp scared of General Grouse, and the clout he would have to be sitting on top of this. And so yeah, he's where he doesn't know.
Well, I'm not on the FBEE payroll yet. We're still in contract negotiations, but I don't want to mess with the army. So
This all seems legitimate, right?
Then again, I mean, I don't necessarily want the army having these weapons, or do we want them to have these weapons?
I fought
And-
casino thugs with these weapons. That was no fun. And I fought gangsters with these. And
These
it's the
guns
army, though.
found
They
their-
have guns.
these
Yeah,
guns
exactly. I'm
found
not down to be a felon here. I mean, that's what I'm.
These guns, some of these guns found their way into the hands of a biker gang that started dealing this BAM drug in the city. There is
the really nice weapons or the cheap knockoffs, the Timus.
the nice ones, that tied it to. So there is a lot of evidence, circumstantial, that the army outfit here is in some type of communication with the Congress of Truth, or they're
What?
picking
Governmental corruption?
up where the
fuck it?
Congress of Truth had left off, and started manufacturing like the ghost town's been there for a long time. These what I call these factories and these warehouses with the semis in the barracks, these are all recent things that have been set up.
Well, I think we probably just need to call Bisbee Sharp and tell him what the Army's doing and let them fight it out, by memo.
Like to try one thing first. Do you suppose we might send our mind reader in to check out their general or whoever's in charge in there?
General Grouse.
I like that.
Well, considering, Oaken, you have all of our recon powers, like you're the entire recon power set.
Hey, I can get around fast and look. I just don't have mind reading. Come on.
No, and you're
You
not
wanna recon
invisible
ammo?
either.
Well, yeah, I'm not invisible. Sure.
So that means, Oaken, you got to go cover some ground and try to figure out where this general would be, correct?
Yeah.
I could probably do a good job finding where the general is by listening to the radio contact.
Yeah, I was just going to say the radio. Did that
Okay.
give us?
Yes,
Because
it
he's
does.
probably giving the orders that we're listening to.
Yep, and that building with the number 2 next to it, kind of dead
Yep.
center in the middle of the whole thing, that seems to be administrative and communication headquarters, and that's where it's coming from. But he's surrounded with a lot of people. You're gonna, he's not by himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to separate them or attack.
So, Chrome, can you distract some of those people, do you think?
You want me to distract the U.S. Army?
Some of them. We want to send our guy in to do a little mind reading and the like. You're nearly indestructible and really fast, man.
True, but I also don't want to take on the entire U.S. Army. This seems to me to be beyond the scope of superheroing.
It's only a
So
company.
just flash by them. I'm not saying get in a fight with them. Just go drop your drawers and show them your ass and let them chase you.
I have a public ID. I am not going to let them see me. And
You don't want to go to. You're looking at a trip to Guantanamo Bay,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. They're going to be waterboarding me. I don't even know if that would work, but no,
Tell you what,
I think we need to
Get
call.
ready, guys. I'm going to go be distracting then. And Oaken, see what you can do to read this general's mind.
Yeah, I gotta wait till he's separated. I'm gonna need a good 30-second hold to get him while he's alone.
So you basically are going to wait till he goes to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Metal. I mean, I
I'm gonna
appreciate
cause
a
an
lot of the
earthquake
stuff
in the
you
mind.
do, but this I think has gone beyond.
Send him some Mexican food.
This has
So-
gone beyond
Okay.
superheroing here.
Metal, Chrome, and the professor are sitting. Oh,
Sitting in a
I'm-
car that's floating in the air, yes.
we're floating in
Landed
the
the
air.
car
You
since
got a
then.
bird's eye
I-
view looking down at all this shit.
Okay.
No. I've landed the car. I've landed the car. I can only use to use my powers at any real level. I have to land.
We're hidden in the woods. I'm assuming
Yes.
in a car.
I mean,
that just came down from above and planted.
There's not patrols around this, the
Sending
chain link
Oaken,
fence.
sending Oaken in to look at stuff.
Better idea, Professor?
Well, Oaken's come back and given you this information. Now,
I have no idea unless the
My
GM
idea.
tells me to roll and tells me I have an idea, because I have no idea what to do on this.
I suggest we call Bisbee Sharp and let him know what the Army is doing and let him deal with it. It's not our job to police the Army.
he said that he's already tried, because he has tried to.
But we're giving him specific intel about these rifles, that they're on site. That may
Yep.
not be something that is known or widely distributed.
Here's his feeling. His feeling is if he kicks that upstairs, him and some of his men all of a sudden start disappearing, having accidents.
So, Jay, I'm looking for a derelict car. Really, what I want is some car tires. I want the wheel and the tire.
Yeah, there's that old.
Hey, it's
road,
West Virginia.
four-wheel
There's one on
drive.
every front porch.
There's a 4-wheel drive road that had curled around this place and then skirted the shoulder of the mountain and ended up at a mining camp. And that's where there was some vehicles busted out down there. That's actually where
Right.
you went to find the entrance into the underground, the rear entry of the mine. So that's where there was some old rusted cars. That's where Zeke Duncaster liked to go and drink.
Well, we need to go
Until it was overrun by monsters. That's right. Until it was overrun by monsters.
So, guys, my thought is let's try the back way in the mine, but I want to take a shot at seeing if we can get Oaken near their guy first. And I'm going to be slightly distracting. So I'm going to take 2, 3, 4 like tires with the wheel still in them. You know what I mean? The big wheel hub in the middle.
Mhm.
And I'm going to send them flying in just barely subsonic into the mine entrance itself, and then just kind of bang them into it.
Okay. And that's all closed up. There's no open doors or anything, but you can bounce tires off that thing all day long.
I want to get out
We're
of the
talking about
vehicle.
600 miles an hour. Those are missiles at that point.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to get out of the vehicle and get some distance for when the drone strike arrives.
I'll shut up for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm all about going in the back door. I mean,
She said,
if you want to probe,
Let's talk about
the
the
colonel
game.
first, we can do that. I'm good with that too. Or we can just go in the back door.
we want to see the army scurry like ants, see what happens when I do something disruptive. And if
I
they're
know
just,
that's cool. I
Crone's
like
right. If these guys are just doing their job, everything's fine. If not, I would like to know. If the general's just a general doing weapon stuff and Bisbee Sharp needs to get over himself, I get it. But it would be good to be sure.
I think chucking projectiles into an army base at supersonic speeds probably qualifies as a terrorist attack.
I would say yes. I would say yes to that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not actually hitting their stuff. I'm just kind of, going by their stuff.
These are serious complications that superhero games twist on.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I want to be a superhero. I don't want to be a terrorist. And if working with the FBEE means taking on the U.S. Army, I'm not working with the FBEE either.
So you're right. The FBEE is not, they're fascists, and I don't like working with them either. Not a fan, but sometimes we have to. And if these guys are just soldiers doing their job, we leave them alone. I would just like to be sure. And hell, you can blame it all on me anyway.
Well, I'll take the middle ground on it. Chrome is opposed to it, so we can just check out the back door instead. Personally, I like causing that diversion to see if the general has any information. Also, So I'm in the middle on this. So we need to vote on this next move, Professor.
If shipments are coming in and out of this place, are they possibly one truck at a time, or are we talking huge caravans with lots of guards? What do you think? What do you think they're doing?
Well, the factories aren't running right now, and there's only a couple of trucks there, and those warehouses. What are they about?
Yeah, they're doing a haul out. They're pulling out.
100 feet long or whatever. But there's not much left on site as far as like there's not stacks of Star Pulse guns. It
And
looks like
metals
the
don't- and metals
the last of them are being packed up on these trucks. Yeah, in these crates, secure.
In metals defense, we do need some intel. But I also think we need to go into the mine.
So Jay, what do they do when I throw projectiles at the closed up mine?
Oh, he did it.
He did it.
That answered my question.
Well, it's kind of like it's kicking the kicking the ant nest. There's an alarm. There's about 4. What they got 5 armored personnel carriers. So 2 drive over to the front of the closed up mine where the tires hit. The others are cruising around the perimeter fence.
Now's the time to go take a look. See.
And so it looks like the base is being put on alert.
I'm googling the phone number for the Attorney General's office.
We are talking like chain link fence. We can see stuff going on.
Oh yes.
It's not walled in.
No. The only thing that's preventing people from going in there is the signs that say "Stay the fuck out, U.S. Army."
And the machine guns.
And the machine guns. Yep. And the soldiers with machine guns. Yep. None of the whatever. Yeah, they got their regular ordnance.
I'm watching.
So while they're scattering and looking around, and they're looking at all of the wrong things because I tried to just misdirect them. Can we send either the mind reader in or the speed skater? I mean, I want to get some intel, right?
Which one's going to be?
You want
I'm
the
looking for the
information?
opportunity
Information
when
is Chrome no go to town. That's the information. No.
Wow, there's an old joke.
Glad I didn't hear it.
Jay, standing outside the SUV and just analyzing the place, is the professor seeing anything that we as players aren't picking up? Because
that big antenna with cables and wire attached to like those concrete fixed vaults.
the number 18s on the map.
That is humming with that Enteron energy. It's like it's collecting it because it's coming in one direction. It's coming from up in the fucking space.
Let's blow it up.
Oh God.
Did you just suggest blowing up the antenna on the military base at the U.S.
Yeah.
Army military base?
Yeah, I'm sure they got hand grenades and machine guns. We can hit it with something.
I'm not saying we can't. I'm saying I'm questioning it. I'd like to know what's going on. The antenna's getting signals from space. So?
or
It's an antenna.
or does it look like that? Well, there's no way for me to know this, but is it receiving? It's like probably pulling the energy down. Is it?
Yeah,
like
it's
collecting.
Yes. It's funneling it. It's kind of like what it would be instead of pulling on it. It's attracting it, I guess.
How
And
far?
it's pumping it. It's
How far
pumping
away
it
is that
underground
antenna
into
from
the
where
mine.
it's standing?
Sorry, Professor. What did you say?
How far away is that antenna from where the professor is standing?
Well, if you can
As I pull out my
barely,
handy dandy AP chart.
if you see any of those buildings, they're 100 feet long,
Oh,
and so you got to be like observing this like from the northwest or something, northwest or northeast from the tree line, I would imagine, to be not seeing correct. Where the tree line stops is the southwest corner where the road leaves the facility and heads down the hill to the county road that leads to, the highway there, the interstate.
you said I can see the antenna, so that's what I was trying to figure out about how, if I could judge how far away it is.
Yes, I can tell you how far away. I can tell you how far away it is.
Because as soon as we hit this place, some supervillains are going to pop up. Because this is where the fight's at. I guarantee you that.
9 APs distance. Half a mile. You're half a mile away from the antenna, viewing it from outside the perimeter fence.
I'm still confused. Have we seen any indication that this is not, in fact, a U.S. military facility?
Right.
Well, it's sucking up that energon stuff.
The government may well be doing that. The Army could totally be doing that. That's not. I mean, if it's a U.S. military facility, I don't think we need to be doing. I mean,
it's off-world energy.
It's also the energy that causes superpowers.
Yeah, but it's
Bisbee Sharp. Bisbee Sharp is
influenced.
making the claim. Bisbee Sharp is making the claim that this general is somehow working with the principles of the Congress of Truth.
okay.
And whether that is government sanctioned or not.
Yeah. So this guy is legit a general in the U.S. military.
With his own nefarious reasons, and has enhanced himself to a supervillain.
And he's been involved in some really shady shit.
But
he's got a long history. Yep.
But if this is a military base and he's a military, it doesn't matter unless I see evidence that he's planning a coup, I can't sanction.
Which is why I want to send the mind probe guy in. Let's find out.
He was talking about blowing up the antenna.
I would rather not blow anything up. Thank you.
And I guess what Bisbee was hoping is because he was
not till combat.
He wanted to see the Star Pulse weapons coming out of there got to stop, because now they're starting to appear once again.
Well, if this evil energy is being sucked out of space by this antenna, I also was leaning towards deactivating the antenna. It's too far away for me to get a shot on from here. Where exactly where on the map is the antenna?
It's the number 18s. It's the lower right corner by the entrance to the mine.
18.
Yeah.
By those bunkers.
Yep. The antenna's right in the middle of them.
It's got
scaffolding around it, tarped off scaffolding around it, and some fucking techie stuff, and yeah.
If he goes off to the right-hand side and basically sidles up next to it, that should be within his half. I mean, how much range do you have?
8, but it diminishes with distance. So, actually, going back to the tire onslaught, what the hell happened?
Good question.
The base went on alert.
Yep, and so now
that's why we have to move now. The element of surprise.
Personnel carriers are going out and following along that four-wheel drive road, and they're circling the fence line, doing a patrol around the fence line. So eventually, if they're going to come across you, Professor, unless you retreat back into the woods.
Okay. When you get a chance, I want to tell you what I want to do.
Go, Chrome. Stage is
Okay,
yours.
I'm going to get some distance. I'm going to call the reporter that we talked to the other night, the one that did the interview that put me on camera and put me on and did the interview with me. I don't remember his name. I'm sorry.
Daniel Petty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I assume he gave me his card or something.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to call the guy and I want to explain to him that there may be some corruption at a military base in West Virginia. Give him all the details, spill the whole story, and tell him that if they could get some reporters to come, like, stake the place out or something to see if they can find anything out, that might be helpful.
But he didn't hear it from you.
It gives you a little pushback. Chrome, that there's been like conspiracy books written around that place, all sorts of parapsychology bullshit around that. It just really doesn't have the bite anymore these days. It's kind of like a fringe, like, anything I covered there, it's it'd bring me down the ratings. I don't want to be the next Geraldo Rivera here, Chrome. You see what I'm saying?
I understand, but if there's a terrorist attack upcoming, you might miss out.
How about this? Chrome? You stop that terrorist activity and you get a lot of it on a GoPro and you rush it right back here to Channel 7 and we'll blast that all over the airwaves. What do you say? There's there's good money in it. There's good money. What's $5,000 gonna buy a young man such as yourself?
All right. I'll see what I can do.
So where's Oaken at this time? Is he just on the base?
No, Oaken had returned with the intel, and he is waiting respectfully to hear from you guys the consensus whether to let him off the leash and go try to mind probe the general or not. That's my understanding. And when you have created a diversion or whatever, they get a bunch of enlisted men on the base to put their attention on near the antenna in the front where those tires went, and I am letting time kind of be elastic right here while you guys hash out what you want. I'm not putting a time pressure on you.
In the name of science, Oaken, I wonder what would happen if you went and dispersed and just went up through the antenna. I wonder if your powers would somehow disrupt this.
That it would. You do know what it most likely will probably happen, right?
No, this is science. We don't know.
The professor probably should know.
I'm
not even a scientist, and I think it's a bad idea. But
basically, you've seen Enteron energy interact with magic and magic beings, and the reaction has been violent and explosive.
Well, he's 1,000-year-old spirit. I don't think he's going to get cancer, so he'll be okay there.
You could be. I mean, you're risking like this. Oaken's kind of juiced. Doing your calculations, there is a chance it'd be as like setting off a small nuclear explosion. Hiroshima level type bomb, small, puny.
So if we could get to the mind reading thing, this is going to determine the rest of our actions. Until we get to that, the rest of this is all speculation. Can we get to it?
Yes, it'll just take Oaken, another stealth roll to get into the building where the general is. And
especially if they're on lockdown now.
try to get him alone, but there's no knowing whether he's alone or anything if he's inside. But
I could get over closer to the.
Oaken, you could get to that building, no problem. What happens once you get in? Yes, this is.
If I could get closer to the antenna, but that would involve you guys making a commotion on the other side of the base to make sure everybody else gets pulled away from it. The only problem is you just threw all those tires right there by the antenna, so I don't think they're going to leave that area.
Oh, please, I'm good at causing a commotion.
Oaken, you're muted.
Sorry.
There you are.
I accidentally hit.
He wondered why we weren't responding to him.
That's why he was waving his hands.
You're unmuted now.
You're unmuted now. Your voice will. Your
No,
sonic.
I propose that you do your attack on the antenna to keep the diversion there, and I move for the general.
Okay.
And the attack on the antenna looks like what?
Professor's going to blast it?
Well, I'm not going to voluntarily walk up there with my nose stuck to the fence and shooting through it. They're going to see me. That's why I said if I do anything like that, you guys need to cause a distraction as far away from that antenna as possible.
Sure. So in the upper left-hand corner of the map is, where are we?
The ghost town of Pondsville, the old company town. Dilapidated.
Right. And the trucks that are moving out are all in that 17s area up at the top?
Yeah, there's only two.
There's only two.
Yep.
Okay.
But there is traffic that there was a lot more, or at least, there was a lot of heavy traffic. So.
I'm preparing my congressional testimony when I'm called in for the trial and everything. Jesus.
Yeah, they won't call me and they're going to black bag me. I'm going to release the brake on the two trucks and I'm going to cause them to start rolling forward. This should be very distracting.
It is very distracting. It gets a lot of soldiers coming over the antenna, like surrounding it with their armored personnel carriers, and troopers have taken up like a defensive position around the antenna.
The antenna? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to draw them away from the antenna by moving the trucks.
Yep. It's like their concern for the safety of the antenna seems to be their top priority, and they're getting on radios and stuff. Do you want to try to listen to the radio frequency again?
Oh, yeah. Roll of a 12, 3 and 9.
Okay. I think that does it. They're relaying some code language to the general. It's like, what would be? They would be
Chipmunk the gray squirrel. Chipmunk the gray squirrel.
Yeah, Chipmunk the gray squirrel. Blah blah blah. Activity. Recommend. Send package. Blah blah blah. Shit like that. Like they're requesting some additional something.
Chrome, can you bang a rock off that antenna? I don't want you to wreck it. I just want you to ring their bell a little bit.
He's not even near this, is he? You're just like, well, it's still at least, I guess, the closest you can be without being seen, Chrome. nonchalantly as, little inside the tree line.
Yeah, but he could throw for like half the length of Antarctica.
Why?
What do you mean? I've seen you throw stuff for over a mile.
I can't throw it a mile. I mean, I've
That's
got.
actually,
I don't know how the range
actually
works.
hit it too.
I don't know how the range works in the game, but I've only got a strength of 8, so.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a quarter mile. Yep.
Strength of 8, yeah, you can throw something a quarter mile. That is halfway across the length of this facility. It's
That's
you know,
distance, not accuracy.
that's true, but that's
My accuracy is even better. Because I've got 12 APs of accuracy with it. But the distance is not there.
And there's actually, I think
And-
there's a nice.
And
yeah.
actually, even less there is the willingness to actually target a military facility.
Yeah, see, I get you. I get where you're coming from, Chrome. Is like you can see why there's Bisbee Sharp has some hesitation
Yeah.
of rolling in there hot and heavy, or trying to kick up a stink about this place.
Yeah. But
So now you
that
maybe
does, but that does not make me the bagman for Bisbee Sharp. So if he wants to take him down, he's got to figure out how to do it. This is a U.S. military facility. I'm not touching it.
Oh, I'm not a Bisbee Sharp fan. I want him to fall.
Well, okay, but just because you don't like one guy doesn't mean you got to go become a terrorist against somebody else. I'm just
interesting. This is awesome. I'm hearing Chrome is like, I'm out. Guys.
Yeah, I
think
never
this
would have
is
thought
way.
I never would have thought I would be the moral compass in this situation, but I want to be a hero, and this doesn't look like hero work.
I wonder if I disintegrated the fence, how much of a commotion that would make. I wonder if I could get rid of the entire fence all the way around the place. If the entire fence just disappeared.
You'd have to walk around doing that, though, right?
Well, I don't know. That's why I wanted to find out. The out of character in game terms. No, it just, as long as there's positive APs, it just continues every turn. So I don't know if it would make its way all the way around or not.
Most likely not. At some point, the energy would peter out.
You disintegrate. If it's a successful positive APs, then it continues.
Just physics, man. It's just physics. There's no free lunch
until it's all gone. So
if it's transforming, it's also expending energy. At some point, the transformation breaks down and stops. There's no free lunch, right? Physics. So everything's got to get paid.
Jay, you went real quiet all of a sudden.
There's no free lunch in physics. Everything's got, the energy equation has to be paid for. Eventually, the transformation fizzles out. That's why you got to pull the trigger.
It's integration power. As long as you have positive APs, it continues going, right? That's how the power works.
Yeah. Until it's completely gone. That's why it's disintegrated.
He has a gadget that when he uses it, it has to recharge. This is different. This is not an innate power that comes out of his body. He's harnessing something with, for lack of a better word, a machine, a gadget.
I guess the question is whether or not it is a single item, single object, or not, that giant chain link fence that goes all the way around. I would assume at some point there's enough of a break between it that it wouldn't disintegrate, forever. Otherwise, if you shot a rock, would it go to the
that's nonsensical
and destroy the entire planet?
Yeah. You guys are getting yeah. Here's the high school negotiating level of negotiating with the DM. Nope. Thank you, Chrome. That's most apropos. Okay, so what I'm getting is like Chrome doesn't want to be picked up by the U.S. Army. Nope. He's got a public ID. He's worried about that.
I have a severe allergy to Guantanamo and waterboarding.
So, without telling anyone what I'm doing, keeping it entirely to myself, I'm going to bend the antenna about 10 degrees.
Okay. Now this is not invisible. There's the like your power is not invisible, correct? Like you
No,
radiate
there's a kind of
energy.
yeah, there's definitely a wave effect.
Okay.
Come on, you've seen the X-Men movies.
Yes. I'm just that's where where are they going to be coming out of? Yes. Someone blasts out of building 2. I think they've got flight and is, flying right at you, just following the trace of your energy surge coming right your way.
All right, I'm going to intercept them and attack.
Nice.
Okay, we're going to be rolling initiative then.
Thank you, Metal.
Everyone's gonna be rolling out of there.
Was initiative 1 die?
Yes, it's the
one
one
die.
time you roll 1 die. 1 die. You roll 1 die.
I got my initiative's 24.
Okay.
I got a 19, Jay.
Okay. Just roll 1 die. That's right. Metal, what did you get?
9 total of 33.
Oaken, what'd you get?
24.
And Chrome, sorry, what did you get again? Chrome, oh, he's just got himself muted. But Metal, let's see. You go first. What do you want to do? How far away is he from you at this point? He's moving at a...
Who or what is specifically coming at me? Is this soldiers? Is this a truck?
No, it's a flying dude. You can recognize him. He's, what did he refer to himself as? He referred to himself as Quantum from Starhold. He was one of the prisoners that got free and hooked up with the Congress of Truth.
Is this guy?
Oh, joy.
Is this guy known to me? Like, do I know who this is from like news footage or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So to me, this is just a government superhero.
Yes, exactly. Until explained otherwise. But the Congress of Truth made him.
But I don't know that.
It's okay. I'm going to point it out to Chrome. Supervillain.
You know who it is?
Oh, yeah. This guy was one of the people who tried to hijack the satellite.
The Congress of Truth turned him into Quantum when they took over the Starhold and started experimenting on the prisoners.
Well, it's a good thing I had like the last initiative, because I'm going to wait until I see this guy do something that to me looks like a supervillain. Otherwise, in my mind right now, this is government superhero.
Okay. Metal, he's going to, as he notices Oaken coming at him, he's shifting his attention to Oaken. What else would you like to do? Oaken is going to, collide with this dude. What are you
I
intending?
am going to. I'm going to wait on my action. Gonna let Oaken go first, and I'll pick up after him.
Okay. Quantum shoots his quantum ray at you, Oaken. What's your dex?
8.
Okay, he needs to get a 9 or better to hit you. He gets a 12. What's your physical resistance?
What's that?
Your defensive powers, whatever you use for defensive powers. It's either going to
Dispersal.
be your body or yeah, dispersal would be it.
9.
You take 3 points of damage to your body as the quantum ray sizzles with your life force energy, your life spark.
All right, I got it.
Extremely painful.
My body is now at 5.
Yep. What is let's see. As far as the initiative goes, you're up next, Oaken, because Metal and Chrome are holding their actions.
All right. I'm going offense. I'm going to hit Quantum with a sonic beam.
Okay. His dex is an 8. What's your sonic beam at?
9.
9 to 8. You need a 9 or better to hit.
I got 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, that's one column shift. Yap.
Do that noise again.
Yap. Whatever you did.
Actually, my sonic beam is comes from my
Scream.
voice. It's a yell, like a wraith yells at you.
Yep, just like the quantum ray shredded into you, like your sonic Norse death scream. Phrase him. There's just like sparkling energy, and he looks a bit distorted. And it's like he's being physically beaten a bit. He's like taking some type of pummeling from your sonic blast. What did I say? What did he get again? Well, how much did I say you got hit him for? Hit you for? Anyways, the exchanging of the blows,
I'm
and
recording.
you can hear him on. He's got like a simple comm on him, and he's barking into that. What next, gentlemen?
Metal, it's your initiative.
I'm gonna blast him. Roll of an 18. I'm just hitting him with one of my ball bearings.
Okay, he's got a dex of 8. You've got a power of what?
12.
And you rolled an 18.
Yep.
So first off, we got 4 column shifts.
Jesus.
Oh shit!
But
Sweet.
I got to take -2 from that because of weight, right? There's always a -2 on knockback in this rule set.
Oh yeah, as far as knockback distance. Yep, that's
Yeah,
right.
so you're knocking him back 40 feet in the air, kind of a tossing, right? And then no. How many you got? 4 column shifts. What's your effect value, sir?
12. I think I just make paste out of this guy. It wasn't an intentional killing attack, but shit.
I was adding his force field in incorrectly.
Good. Yes, force field. Good.
Yep. So he's up to his resistance value. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to ask this again because I was out there. Resistance value. Okay.
Well, he was in the air, so he didn't get knocked into anything. So
No. Yeah.
So it shouldn't be killing.
Nope. And he's got a high resistance. What was your attack value again? Sorry, your effect
12.
value. 12.
Yep, 12. Yep.
And with 4 columns. Okay, cool. That's yeah, he's hurt really bad. He's like, didn't know I'd get an opportunity to have a rematch with you, Metal, this soon. This gig with the Congress of Truth is definitely keeping me in the action. So what has he got?
So he just took that and gave me crap. Got it. I was worried I left him.
No, he's seriously hurt. He's like, he's wiping blood from his mouth. He's hurt.
But I really appreciate him confessing to be a supervillain. Thank you.
Gotcha. So I guess it's time to head to another round of initiative, everyone.
Nope.
Okay.
Your Chrome gets to go, yeah.
Yeah. I got my initiative 19. And
okay, so where do you appear? How do you appear and where do you appear?
Well, I was standing off a ways making that phone call or whatever, but then obviously I see that coming, so I'm going to run up and then I'm going to hurl a speedball right at this guy.
When you say hurl a speedball, that's you physically flying into him, right?
No. That's me throwing a projectile made of the metal. Yeah, I have projectile weapons. It's one of my powers. So I haven't used it in a while. I've mostly been running into people.
Oh, this comes off your body.
Yes, I pull up a ball in my hand and then fastball it right at him.
Oh, nice. Okay. What's your acting value?
My accuracy is 12.
Okay, you need a 7 or better to hit.
13.
So that's 2 column shifts, so no knockback. And what's your
Attack value is 8. It's my
8.
strength.
With a couple of column shifts, and it splatters off his quantum null field. He's like, nice try.
Oh, it probably would bounce.
Shortstop. Yeah. What'd you say?
It would bounce.
Oh, it would bounce, not splatter.
It's basically a metal ball.
Okay. Whang!
Yeah.
Yep. His
that noise.
His defensive field knocks it aside.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to crank it up a notch if you want to start playing in the big leagues, bro.
Sports metaphors? We're getting sports metaphors?
Yep.
That was just to get your attention.
So now we go to initiative, correct?
Yep.
Unless the professor has an action.
That's a good
Professor,
point.
you can do something or not at this point?
Just kind of
Shoot it.
watching everything that's going on. So
Okay. All right. I got to take a quick bathroom break, guys, and we will continue the combat. The combat. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. I'll roll for initiative after that.
God, I rolled an 18 off my best attack. I was worried I left that guy a red streak a half a mile long.
He seems to be pretty tough.
Yes.
Not
No,
the smartest guy in the world, though. It was nice of him to just volunteer the information I needed.
when we were fighting on Starhold, I got mind controlled, and there was a big bastard named Olympian who was a kind of a Superman analog I was fighting alongside. So I was commanded to attack Olympian while mind controlled. So I had malicious compliance, and I tore the giant battery they were powering everything off, and I hit Olympian with it. So I essentially depowered all their weapons.
Well, he's hurt. I think a couple more hits, he'll go down.
Not with what I'm throwing.
Nah, you get him. You get him.
What'd you roll when you
25. My
was it a
initiative
90?
25 this time.
Oaken, I gave you a break. I miscalculated his resistance value.
So recalculate it.
If I
Oh, his
recalculated, it
resistance
wouldn't-
is super high.
yeah, his resistance is super high. You wouldn't have done any damage, but my mistake. Did some damage.
I'll take it off. You know, fair is fair. We gonna hit them. We gonna keep hitting them anyways.
Yep. Okay.
Take it off.
Got it. Doesn't change things too much. There you go. It has been changed, sir. So the battle is even Steven. Fair and square.
So he's not as weak as we thought he was.
That is correct. That is
I'm good with that. I don't have a problem with playing fair.
Yep, he's an energy projector. His quantum null field is proven to be pretty sturdy. It's taken a lot to mess him up. First time you guys metal tangled with him.
We're gonna have to do a team attack, metal.
Nice. So next initiative, I have a 30.
Okay. Okay.
My initiative is 25.
Oh,
Okay.
same as mine.
Rome is 25. Professor?
30.
Nice.
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 Okay.
Let's team attack him now. We'll
Now
drop 'em
I
all.
gotta do my initiatives for, I got a base of soldiers and shit to fucking roll for. So I apologize, but hold on a sec. I gotta keep my concentration.
Oh damn it! My water bill is $8.33 this month. How the
Yeah,
hell
is
am I
that-
gonna afford that?
Is that high? Is that high for you?
So here's something I'm not sure if I should admit on a what do you call it, a rebroadcasted webcast. I have no idea who's been paying my water bill for the last year. It keeps being paid by random numbers. It's been overpaid a lot. I have no idea who's paying it.
Drug cartel?
Someone else. That happened to one of my girlfriends. She was putting in the wrong account number and paying somebody else's bill. And then she got her late bill and it was like 4 times as high.
Oh, that's awful. What a pain in the ass.
Yeah. The whole time she'd been making payments on somebody else's account and didn't realize it.
Okay.
Assuming that's what's happening, but you figure after a year they'd notice.
Well, she brought me the overdue bill. She's like, "Well, I've been paying it." And I read it. And I said, "This is not your account number. You're paying somebody else's account."
Squads of U.S. Army soldiers are taking firing positions, kneeling and pointing at their guns up at Chrome, Oaken, and Quantum.
How many soldiers are we discussing?
Well, you got it right now. You got 2 squads of 5 plus a couple of APCs, armored personnel carriers, 2 of those with some 50 cal machine guns on the top. And they're taking a bead on the action above above them there.
Well, I'm not above them. I'm down on the ground. But
Oh, you're down on the ground?
yeah, I can't fly.
Oh,
I
okay.
threw something at him.
I was
Oh,
gonna
you
say,
were,
yeah, I can't fly when I'm doing anything that intense.
so you threw something at him. How far away were you when you did it? Where would you want to? Did you enter the complex? Or are you trying to do
No,
a
no,
sneaky?
no. I was just from where I was at, so several hundred yards, up to a half mile, we said. So
Okay. Okay. So those SUVs are spitting their 50 cals in that direction generally. They're peeling and they're driving towards that where you hurled stuff. The and another enhanced being streaks out of
Building 2.
building 2. It's some feral looking humanoid moving at a rapid speed,
Oh, her we've met. You've got the whole Truth of Congress crowd here.
like a feral cat, like a human feral cat. But it's got
She gets close to you, she's gonna shred anything I've ever seen.
it's got it. She's got some kind of vest on. And that's heading into the action. Yeah, there we go. So now that that's going on, that's the setup. And I look over the initiatives. Who is the highest? Metal is the highest.
Professor also has a 30, by the way.
Oh, the professor has a 30? Oh, that's good. So both of you guys, simultaneous, both of you, what are you intending to do?
Professor, you go first.
Where are these people coming from?
The enhanced entities, Quantum and Deathwish came out of building 2 where the general was and like the command and control center for the base.
which side of the map are we on, by the way?
I think you're all over the map. I got Oaken probably near the radio tower tangling with, well, yeah, somewhere between the radio tower and building 2 is where Oaken and Quantum were sparring.
What number is the radio tower again?
The 18s.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that circular arrangement is like the
Got
tower.
it. Okay.
The
But
tech.
we are, or at least I am off. I am not in the base, so I am off which side of this map?
I was assuming the northwest.
Okay.
On the other side, kind of, to the side of the ghost town in the tree line that gives you a decent view. Somewhere where it gave you, I guess, a decent view of the antenna, a line of sight on it.
Got it.
And Metal, I'm assuming you're in the same general location, right?
Northwest? Yeah.
And
That's
Professor,
where the car is, right?
and Professor, what did you do? You're with them too, right?
I never left the SUV, so is the SUVs
Yep.
in the northwest?
Yep. Okay, so you guys are all in that location. So there's SUVs that are outside the fence line. They're coming along the 4-wheel drive road. They're heading in your direction, and there's a couple other SUVs that are driving over, I guess, this way.
But I'm confused. If Quantum came out of building 2 and was heading for us, wouldn't he have been heading northwest, not toward the radio tower? Looking at the map.
Yeah, you're correct.
Okay. So
Let's see.
halfway
What did he
between
do?
us
He
and
came
building
out. He flew around the radio. He flew around that radio tower. Got a fix on where you guys are discharging energy, and then.
Gotcha. Okay,
And
so
then-
yeah, so he could have been over there and was on his way back when he and Oaken tangled up. I got you.
So, yep, back to Professor and Metal. Let me see.
Well, I asked because if the beings are coming from inside the base and they're coming towards us to attack us, then obviously I'm going in. Don't want any barriers between me and the base. I'm running straight up to the fence and shooting the fence.
Okay. Done. The whole big whatever section of the fence is just fucking down, gone.
I assume
Like it
the
wasn't
fence is
even
not
there.
alive.
No. It's just a regular chain link fence, but yeah, it's gone. A big section of it. Like yeah. Metal.
What's the body of the fence?
The body of the fence is going to be not.
I don't know what the
much.
body of a chain link fence would be.
Yeah.
I can tell you. A chain link. It's going to be 3. So I think
Okay.
that's
3 per foot or something, right? The more of it you blast, the higher it is, I believe.
yeah. Or we could just make it simple, like what is his power, and
Sure.
that gives me a certain area, right? And
Or
that's just what gets vaporized. -3. If it's what's your power level at? I can easily do this.
8, but
8.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So vaporize is 5 APs. Good call.
Yeah. So I would easily say that's like 100 yards, just shy 100 yards of fence. Wing.
That's a big hole.
Metal. What are you
Well,
doing?
done that with an energy blast too. There's no reason to pay 100 base cost. We'll talk afterwards.
One of those I mapped one of those APCs being 8 APs a weight. Do you agree?
Yeah.
6.5 tons.
Yeah.
I'm going to hurl one of them at the antenna. Dice are kind to me tonight. Roll of a 17.
What's the opposing value going to be of an APC?
Opposing isn't much, but his resistance should be really freaking high. But we're basically, it's the projectile. It's got a weight of 8 APs. So it's going to be an 8-8 for its resistance to do this. Because it's about the weight of the object. I'm not necessarily trying to tear into it. I'm trying to hurl it.
Oh, okay. So you need to get 11 or better to send it in the direction you want to.
Yes. And I'm hurling it at the antenna with an intention to break the antenna and, of course, keep it from shooting us.
Okay. Very good. Roll the die.
Roll to 17.
Oh, you 17. Sorry. 17. You needed 11. The range, the distance gave it a opposing value shift, but still. You hit it with a column shift.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. Your effect value, sir?
12.
12. Yeah, I see how that works. Yeah. You get one column shift. So you get you do damage So that just means you throw it where you wanted it?
Yep.
Okay.
My intention was to damage the antenna if I could.
Yes, you damage the antenna, the APC sparks, flames a bit, crashes to the ground.
Nice.
So I gotta look at initiatives now. That was the 30s. So that means Death Wish is up. Who is Death Wish going to see first? Coming out, it's going to be Oaken.
I'm
Right
in
up
the
the
air.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
in
up
the
here.
Air. So it probably would be the professor who ran up to zap the fence.
Okay. And this feral creature known as Death Wish closes the ground between you, Professor, and it. That's what it does this turn.
Okay.
There's another couple of APCs outside the security fence that are driving north. They're on the west side driving north. And all this commotion, and there is trees. It's hard to see, but I guess, they can see now like the professor's work with the fence going down. They start to, they stop their APCs and ratchet up their 50 cal machine guns. It's Oaken and Chrome's turn.
Oaken, you're fighting
Quantum.
Oh
Yeah,
no, it's
Quantum.
It's quantum.
So you go ahead and fight Quantum because that's a known thing. The other one hasn't started yet, but
All right. Well, what I want to do is a mental attack on Quantum, but I got to get through his force field.
Your mental attack is what's the power?
Mind drain.
You have that. You got to physically touch him.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is okay. It's
if I can disperse through his force field.
you can disperse through his force field, but you still got to. Well, I got to look at all the values, but you still got to hit him. That's dexterity versus dexterity,
All right.
or power versus dexterity. What's your power?
Mind drain, right, Jeff?
For the mind drain.
Yep, I'm looking 1 sec.
What's your power level at
Is
mind drain?
8 for mind drain.
8. And what's your dexterity?
8.
Okay, because it's a it's a physical attack. Yeah, so an 8. 11 or better to hit. No.
All right.
His force field shouldn't matter where this is a mental attack, right? It's against mind.
That's true. I'm just trying to get. He's just trying to get his hands on him. That's all I was looking at.
Agreed.
yeah, I think what Meadow was saying is that Oaken, you don't have to worry about the force field stopping you from touching him with the mind attack because you just put your hand up to the force field and it affects his mind. So
Gotcha.
Okay. 7 and 7 is 14.
14.
if it's double sevens, you can re-roll and add again.
Yep.
Reroll 1 or 2.
Both of them.
Oh shit!
Just don't roll double ones.
I got an 8 and a 9. That's 17.
So what's the final total?
14 and 17.
31. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Does.
With the mind drain. I'm assuming his mind can't take that.
Okay, first you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six column shifts.
I'll take it.
What's your effect value is of an 8. What is his mind? Does he have anything else? Yeah, his mind is
Yeah,
4. So
intelligence
yeah,
and mind.
yeah, he just drops. He starts falling to the ground as you just fry his mind. That's what it does, right? Mind drain. You just fry his mind to 0.
It reduces his mind APs and adds them to Oaken's.
Yeah. But that's only if my mind has been compromised.
Gotcha.
I can't go above my maximum mind.
Yep. Yep.
And it has not been compromised yet. So I don't draw any mind power from him because
Gotcha.
I'm already at maximum.
Okay,
So,
Crow.
hey, I would have to wreck half the base to have dropped him. You just did it with a hand. You slapped him to death.
Yeah, bitch slap, backhand.
Chrome, what are you doing?
All right. I see that this feral chick is coming after the
The
professor.
professor. Yep.
Yeah. And
He's
so,
got long fangs and everything and claws.
Yeah.
Ah!
So I take off full speed and I'm going to go on an intercept course and slam right into her.
And her running is 8. So
As
she's
is mine.
so yeah, you guys are both moving over 100 miles an hour.
It should be
Holy shit.
pretty nice impact.
Professor, yeah, you feel something wishing right by you. The 2 APCs outside the fence are laying a base of fire north, just shooting everything in sight.
I got one of those APCs. I removed it from play, didn't I?
There's a total of 4 of them. There's 2
Do I
that's
not need
outside
to-
the fence,
okay,
and,
okay.
and there's 2 that are driving across.
Do I not need to roll my attack? I mean, I'm doing a charge into her.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Let's do that. Of course, of course.
My dex is 9.
Her dex is 12,
Yikes.
so that means you need a 13 or better to hit.
I got an 11. So can I spend hero points?
You have to declare before you
As
roll.
long as you have it rolled first.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I missed.
Wow, she is really fast. You have never seen anybody move that fast. She'd be dynamite on a soccer field.
Damn. I need to put my hands on that too.
That just sounds wrong.
Oaken, a squad of 5 U.S. Army soldiers open up with their automatic weapons. What's your dex?
8.
8. Okay. Kind of like a team attack. They only need to get a 7 or better to hit you. They get double 2s for a 4. Roll again. 4 plus 19. 23.
Think I'm going down.
Uh, $23. It's 5 column shifts. What's your defense, my friend?
8.
To physical
No,
attack?
9. 9.
9?
Yeah, my dispersal is 9.
Gotcha. So that's 1, 2, 6. Yeah, you take 8 points of body damage as a squad of U.S. soldiers rips you up with automatic fire.
Okay, so
How much damage?
It puts you at -3 body, so I'm unconscious.
You just go to 0.
Oh, 0? Oh,
Yep.
that I like your idea better.
Unless you want to spend hero points to stay conscious.
Oh, yes, of course I do. I have 70 hero points.
You can only spend, what's your body? You
My
can only
current body is 5.
Nope, your total body.
Total body is 8.
8. So you can absorb 8 max.
All right. I do it all.
And that you took 8, right? So yes, that's whatever, harnessing your oaken energy.
We need to call the Oaken Army.
To withstand the barrage.
Yeah. So I spent 8 hero points.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And that leaves the one other APC shooting wildly in the direction of Metal and the Professor. So I'm going to give this a chance of hitting one of you guys.
I'm not particularly worried about machine guns.
Yeah, I think I got to give it a.
Yeah, the bullets are made of lead.
I'm thinking these APCs might be easier to take down than this feral chick. So maybe I'll go try and hit those.
Close and personal, you can take the kind of pounding she can throw. I can't.
Professor and Metal, what's your dexterities? And I'm going to be giving you a boost to them because of their kind of.
My dex is 8.
8, okay.
4.
Okay. The wildfire of 50 cal bullets goes flying into the woods and around you and doesn't hit anybody.
Good. Now you can see better. They got rid of some of the foliage.
We're headed to the top of another initiative.
Okay, let's see. 8.
And don't start yelling your initiatives at me yet, okay?
85.
85. Jeez, name Barry Allen.
Quantum is unconscious, correct? You hit the
Quantum is unconscious.
You hit the dirt. Okay, gotcha.
I wrote that down. I took him out with the mind drain. I took the horse out with the mind drain too.
Which was the funniest use of mind drain ever.
Yeah. Seems to come in handy.
Metal, what'd you get for initiative?
Total of 30.
30. Oaken, what'd you get for initiative?
I got my base is 19. I rolled 8, so it's a 27.
Yep.
Without yelling.
Chrome.
21.
Professor.
30.
Another 30. Okay, Deathwish has got a 31.
Man, she's good.
She's going fast first. Or Chrome, did we do you guys' impact together?
Yeah, I missed.
Okay, yeah, you missed. Okay, so yeah, next round. Very good. We're right on track. She's going to attack you with her dexterity of 12. She's going to try to rip you up with her claws. She doesn't say anything. She just snarls a lot. She's got this vest. And it's like, it reminds you of like a tracking vest that fucking the National Park Service would put on like a wolf or a bear or something like that.
A Wolverine.
It's got a little antenna on it.
So, Chrome, your attack was successful because you redirected her.
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
the effect I was intended, but not necessarily what I wanted. But yeah.
Gets a really good roll.
My dex is 9.
A 12. Okay. Just a straight up hit. Okay. No column shifts. Claws. Motherfucker. Claws. Oh yeah. What's your resistance?
Skin armor's 10.
And adds to your body. Like you can
Okay,
add
yeah,
your
so then 18.
18? Jesus.
Yeah.
He's nearly indestructible at point blank. Why do you think I'm throwing him at things?
Whoosh. Yeah, her claws just cause sparks on your supple, flashy chrome skin.
Okay.
That brings us to the 30s. That would be
So here's
metal.
how this fight's going to go down. I'm never going to hit her, and she's never going to hurt me. So we just finally get tired and take a nap.
Or one of you guys hit the doubles lottery
Yeah.
or burn hero points. Professor in metal, what are you doing?
The only super left moving in the field is the feral, right?
Yep.
I'm sorry, Professor, you go first. I'm going to attack the feral.
She was
Okay, from
coming
a
at me.
distance.
Oh,
She was coming at you, but Chrome intercepted her and saved
Yeah.
your life, basically.
through the hole. She was coming through the hole in the fence.
She was gonna be in your face in like a
and then
second.
he knocked her over that way, so I'm just gonna keep walking towards her and shoot.
Okay. What's your dex or your shooting value or whatever?
Accuracy 7.
7. She's got a 12 dex. You need a 15 or better to hit her.
Trying to think if this is one of the few times where I should actually. Well, she's the
Well,
only
what
thing
about
I
a
really.
demon?
We do have multiple people on her, so I'm not going to spend any hero points. I'm just going to go ahead and risk it.
No risk it, no biscuit.
A 14.
14.
Oh,
It's almost like she sensed your shot right before you took it,
Good roll.
and
just not quite enough.
and
Yep,
just
good roll.
her fighting intuition and cat-like grace, just boom, right by her. Metal.
Hey, baby, has anybody ever told
Oh,
you
real
you got some
quick.
serious animal magnetism?
Real quick before we move on, since I had a positive effect on the fence, does it continue dissolving this round?
Good question.
The disintegration, does it spread?
Roll 2d10. Tell me what you get.
It should be
Just tell me
power
what you get.
versus body, but let's see. 7.
Nope. That one just got 100 yards, and for whatever reason, that was it. That's all you got out of that.
Okay.
100 yards of fencing. So that's 10 of those squares. So if you wanted to, you could drive that SUV easily through it onto the grounds. Oaken, what are you doing?
Well, if she's got a dex of 12, it's going to be any of us would need a high roll to even hit her.
Yeah, she's fast.
So we're going to have to take our chances with that until next round, do a team attack on her.
So if it's my go, I want to do a sweep attack. So I'm going to send big 6 feet of chain spiraling at her.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So that should go as a column in my favor.
Well, yeah. And how far away are you?
You tell me.
No, you got
Obviously not too far. I mean, I'm using my power within its range, so there should be no negative mod for it, right?
Basically, right next to the professor, or almost just a little behind him.
Well, just so everyone knows, I'm going to be using this right off the goddamn first edition. Game
First
Master,
edition. Okay.
right? I think it's the same one that's in Blood of Heroes as an optional rule.
Okay.
So, so medium range is range and EPs. 8. So if you have a power of 8, 8 or more is going to start opposing value gets a +1.
Okay.
But you're saying you're really close. You're underneath that. Like
So
7
I'm within
APs is
3 APs of her, and I have a power of 12.
yeah. You're just 80 feet away from her. Yeah. So you have no range modifiers. But I'm just saying, it is there. I will be using it. We're on a big open ground. We're on like a army base here. So it's a
Acting of,
12 to 12.
so acting of 12, I rolled a 10, and I should have a column in my favor for a sweep attack.
Yep. So you just nail her. Just barely. Your acting value, your effect value is 12 as well.
It is.
What's the negative for a sweep attack?
You need to throw something big. Is that
Yeah,
the
sweep
classic,
attack reduced her opposing value by 1. 1 column shift, like.
So if you wanted to like swing a light post at someone, you could get a sweep attack in. The idea is I get benefit because it's much harder to dodge something that long.
Right, but I assume that there was some kind of negative. Otherwise, why would you never do that?
Because you have to carry around a light post or something.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to
No,
carry
it's not a
something big to
negative.
do a
It
sweep.
it makes you're easier to hit somebody, but you got to be using something to qualify for that. And what metal does a lot qualifies as a sweep attack.
Yeah, because she has high dexterity. If you spread your attack out, you have a better chance of hitting, but
Correct.
don't do
It's
as
harder
much
to dodge.
damage.
And she's been doing it for a while too. This is not her first time using her powers, figuring shit out. But her body is 10,
Yeah.
and I've
I
lost
get-
track of all the numbers. So
Has anyone else
Okay.
flipped her yet?
And she probably
No.
has a good healing factor. You know, like a Wolverine character.
So you did 4 points of damage.
Okay.
I haven't attacked yet.
That is correct. You are up.
Well, I'm going to do a sweep attack with my Sonic Blast. Well, unless I can get my hands on her, then I'd mind drain her. But that'd be even hard, a little bit harder for
I
me to
believe you
get.
can do a sweep with an energy attack.
You can't. Yeah. No, the sweep attack is grabbing something and
Oh, physical
swinging it.
items. Okay.
Yeah, something big and swinging it. It's how strong,
Yeah,
clumsy,
okay.
fucking supervillains try to grab
Yeah,
springy
okay.
little
So
super.
none of my powers would do that unless I was strong enough to pick something up, throw it at it.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
is a classic Teen Titans thing. Like Cyborg would do this all the time.
So I got a strength of 6. I could pick something up, throw it.
Yep. You could. You
With a
could with a
sweep
strength
attack.
of with a
Inches,
strength
Harley
of
Davidson.
6. You're looking at a car and below. So a
Yeah.
Jeep, the APC's probably a little bit out of your to effectively throw it. You may be able to just like bench press it, but a Jeep.
My
or
martial
something-
arts is only at 5, and I'm sure this lady's martial arts is way better than mine.
Yeah, if you get into a physical fight with her, she has
She
the
would tear me to
skills of
pieces.
you have never confronted a warrior with such raw
Yeah.
physical ability, for sure.
Well, I'm going to take my chances with the Sonic Blast then. Well, I know Mind Drain put her down because she ain't got no intelligence.
But you got to put your hands on her.
Yeah.
Which is a major piece of work. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
which is like a really high roll.
yeah, she would have to be stunned or restrained somehow.
Yeah. I just use my Sonic Beam.
Okay, which is an 8.
No, the Sonic Beam is a 9.
Oh, fantastic. And so, yeah, you need a 13 or better to hit her with your sonic beam.
Yeah, my dexterity is an 8. So
Yep.
it'll be a 13 or better. So I just got to take my chance with my roll.
Need that doubles lottery.
I got 16.
16. That's a hit.
Is that 2 8s or is that 7 and 9? Or 10 and
No,
6?
that's a 10 and a 6.
That's a 10 of 6. There you go. Okay, so you
And
tag her.
I can drop and I can spend a couple hero points on that as well.
You already rolled. You can't spend points after you roll.
Really?
Yep, that is correct.
Oh.
You guys are always
dang.
wanting to spend them after you
Okay.
roll, and you can't.
I don't like doing it that way anyways, because I'm not going to spend them. So.
Okay, is the effect value on an 11 as well? Or 9 as well?
Yeah, my Sonic Blast is 9. I rolled a
Okay.
16.
Is 16, which gives you 2 column shifts.
I'm just glad I hit her because their dexterity is freaking 12. That's ridiculous. That's up there with like Batman and shit.
Yep, but you nail her. Not enough column shifts to cause any knockback, but yeah, it's a concussive force against her, a tremendous concussive force. She starts bleeding out her nostrils and ears. Chrome, you're up.
All right.
Yeah, she's going ah, holding her head.
So she's obviously not Sonic susceptible, but
No, it just was a really good sonic blast.
I just got a lucky roll.
Oh gosh. I guess I'm gonna try and charge her again. That's
Okay.
the only way I think I can really have much effect. And if nothing else, at least maybe I keep her busy.
What's your acting value?
9.
9. Gets 12. You need a 13 or better.
Double 4s.
8.
And 17.
17
So
is the
that's
total.
25? No, that was not the total. 17 was the second roll.
Sweet.
So 25. The doubles gods finally went in my favor.
Man.
I won the doubles lottery, as you said.
Yep, a 25. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 column shifts. So she's knocked 80 feet.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we do the damage first, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to get the
Got
number
it.
down
Okay.
since I had it in my head. And the damage, so your effect value is
12.
did I count 4 column shift? Is that what I said? But it's
No, you had 2
plenty.
column shifts. You had 2 columns.
Oh, 2 column shifts. Anyways, it's enough.
Well, boom.
Death Wish gets taken down, flies 40
Awesome.
feet, rolls out. So Death Wish is out.
That was difficult to do. We got lucky.
And now the squads of U.S. Army soldiers are firing at you guys with their weapons.
Moving the antenna didn't affect any of the soldiers' efforts, huh?
Nope. No.
Okay. Worth a shot.
So there's enough squads. Everyone gets a squad.
You
It's
get a
like,
squad.
You get a squad. Yep. You know,
Thanks,
they're all,
Oprah.
some are kneeling, some are standing, some are pulling up in the APCs right up next to her. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
there any way we can intimidate them to stop?
Well, that would be your action, but that's you can't use an intimidate attack in combat like a Luke Cage thing.
Yeah.
So
So
it requires an action.
I'll just start with metal. Okay, your opposing value.
Is 7. Excuse me, 8. Well, same thing. 8.
Okay, rolling. They hit you for 1 column shift.
Yep. My resistance is 1 second. 13.
What I gotta do is I gotta get a clip, like one of those colored plastic paper clips, so I can use it as a slide on top of the screen. So I don't have to hold my number, my finger, or write down what you got. You know what I mean?
We do.
Genius. The man's a genius.
Okay, you weather that storm of lead, of hot lead, of U.S. military hardware blasting at you. Next, let's go with Chrome. Why not? Chrome, what's your opposing value to a barrage of automatic fire?
My dex is 9.
Okay.
I was wondering whether or not I can take 50 caliber bullets. We'll find out, I guess.
You're gonna find. Well, it's not just but it's a lot of them. It's not just one. Well, it's a mixture of stuff. Yeah.
A squad.
Some are,
worth
they're
of-
throwing grenades, everything. Okay, they hit you 1 column shift. Okay, your resistance value I'm hearing is 18.
Yep.
So yeah, you take that fuselage.
Barrage.
Professor, it's time for you to take a withering blast of automatic fire. What's your dex?
I can't dodge because I already did an action this turn.
Yeah, they're going at the end. Yep.
Well, in that case, the dex is a whopping 4.
Caught flat-footed. They get a 9, which is a hit, but with no column shifts. What's your resistance?
Body of 4.
Okay.
Give
You
it to me,
take
baby.
You take 9 points of damage. Does that kill him, Metal?
Yes,
Wait, was it a killing attack?
Yeah,
it's
it's
a gun.
automatic fire. Yeah, it's 50 cal.
Done.
and-
I'm
So
dead.
unless he has hero
definition,
points
a
to
gun
spend,
is a
wait,
killing
how much
attack.
damage?
Oh, how much
Check.
damage did he take? He took 9. So you
Yeah,
have
I'm at
to
negative.
spend
I'm at -5, which is 1 below death. But I'll get better.
So yeah, I mean, I know he has certain resurrection powers, but he is dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
My cultist is not high to resurrect you.
A little green light goes off on the side of the crown. Beep,
Okay, so
beep.
everyone just sees the professor getting chewed up with automatic fire.
Holy
Oh.
crap.
Wow.
We'll roll it on next turn. Let me do the math.
You Okay. I mean, this is we're on another round of initiative. I gotta I just need a blank piece of paper. Okay.
My wife just yelled from the other room. Does she need to call a medic?
Definitely say yes. Say
No, you need to call the coroner.
So Death Wish is out. Quantum is out. There's basically how many?
3 squads left. We each got a squad.
You each got a squad, so no, there's 4 squads.
Oh shit! Yeah,
4
you're right.
squads of 5, so I guess there's a total of 20 troopers There's 4 squads of 5 with a couple of armored personnel carriers. Yes. So I'm going to roll their initiative because it's low, but I still got to roll it. We got to. Okay. Troopers 13.
I rolled 23.
23 for Oaken.
I was waiting for him to ask.
Yeah,
Chrome,
don't
thank
want
you.
to. Don't,
It's
don't
good.
be
You guys are
yelling
good.
at the GM.
No, you guys are doing great. Chrome,
18.
Metal,
28.
Metal. You go first.
Approximately how many people are shooting at me?
5.
Oh, 5. Jeez.
Yep. Plus an SUV, APC.
So
I was
that
to
would
say
be
the
a multi-attack
SUV
on-
is in the woods. Hopefully, it's not shooting at us.
Yeah, but the APC is made out of the metal. You can pick that sucker up and drop it on top of 5 men.
And that
I didn't
is,
know. So
yeah. And these
What's
are
that?
the 2 APCs from outside the fence line that are flying fire at
I'm
you.
going to spend 3 hero points while doing this. Wait, 3? Yeah. I have a 12, so I'm going to spend 4 hero points to take me to the 16-18 range. I'm going to do a multi-attack across all 6 targets, the 5 soldiers and the APC. And I'm going to rip the guns out of the soldiers' hands and assault the APC guns with it. Basically use
Okay.
guns to hit other guns.
Okay. We do not have to do any column shifts for multi-attack. Because it's built into, because I'm using the mass combat rules.
Okay.
That's already taken in. To take them all out, your full power against an opposing value of 11 to wipe all of them out at once. And I mean, you got to do the damage that takes them out, but there you go.
Yeah. In which case, I'm only going to spend 1 hero point to take me to 13-15.
Okay, so
I'll roll an 8. Shit. I rolled an 8. Acting value of 13.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Damn, if I'd spent like I was originally planning, that would have hit.
Yeah. No, you don't take them out. They hit the dirt. Soldiers
You probably just drag them around by their rifles a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
They don't let go, but you just pull them around a bit.
Yeah, you're just trying to pull too many at once.
Okay.
They're all scattered all over the place. We're able to get a fix on all of them, cluster them nicely.
Who's next?
Who is next? Oaken is next.
I'm going to sonic blast my squad at all 5 targets because you said there's 5 men in each squad.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so what's your acting value with your sonic blast? I know
9.
9. Straight up, you need to get a 13 or better to hit the whole squad.
I got a 5.
Okay. Not effective. Chrome?
These enhanced individuals take out all the supervillains and then get beaten up by guys with guns.
Yep. Well, they're using their combat tactics. They're breaking up in small groups. They're grabbing cover.
U.S. military that we're fighting for some reason.
Yeah. So they grab cover.
Is
and
that
shit
me
like
now,
that.
or did they beat me?
No, their initiative is a 13.
Okay. All right. I want to charge one of the APCs. I know it's heavy, but I'm hoping maybe with my speed, I can maybe knock it onto its side.
Okay. It's got a what? Oh god. Okay. Its defense is a 5. What's your attack value?
9.
You need a 7 or better.
I'll just say it's an APC. It should be pretty easy to hit. I got a 13.
13. So that's a couple of column shifts. And are you? Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say I assume I need a little bit of knockback to try and knock this thing onto its side, which is what I'm trying to do.
Yep. Right. Okay. Okay. Effect value.
It's a 12.
You got 2 column shifts.
So I guess this
You
would
are-
be this would be a planned knockback attack. Is that right? Because
We can look at
literally
it.
trying to flip it.
Yeah, we can look at that. I got to pull out the rules on planned knockback.
It just says planned knockback attacks are resolved like normal dice actions, except that the RAPs earned equal the amount of distance that the target is knocked back instead of the amount of damage it sustains.
Very good. You knock it over.
Woohoo!
You
Oh,
flip it
cool.
over and push it 20 feet.
It is inactive.
That
Yeah.
is inactive. That is inactive.
That is exactly what I wanted to have.
You got 2 more to go. Do the same thing.
Okay. So now it's their turn to throw hand grenades, bazookas, machine guns. Metal, what's your opposing value?
Wait, we're still
Opposing
under
is
fire?
8.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
what?
we're under heavy fire. Opposing is 8.
Okay.
Whenever we get to go, remind me to see if I'm alive.
Wait, do you do that on your initiative, or when does that happen?
Yeah, did you go while I was researching everything and I wasn't listening?
Yes.
Do a recovery roll, I guess.
Yes. Let me see if I'm dead forever.
Okay, what's your
I didn't roll an
your
initiative. I guess technically I was dead.
resistance value, Metal?
I would have went on 32.
Metal, what's your resistance
My
value?
resistance is 13.
I guess I'm dead.
Take 3 points of damage.
Woo!
Professor, I think you probably will go this next round, because that was this is at the end of that round when
Yeah,
they're
go
going.
ahead. So go ahead. What are you
So,
doing,
yeah,
Professor? You're making a life and death roll? Is somebody hearing you're hearing
Yeah,
you're rolling your death
And
save?
technically, like on these gadgets, I purposely bought cannot enhance on the disruptor, but I didn't put it on the crown. So I think I'm going to spend some points here to try to stay alive.
Okay.
The revivification is 5, and you'll see why I'm going to spend a 5 to double it to 10.
Okay.
So let me mark that off. -5.
It's totally what it needs. Those little.
Ooh, 7 left. Action table. At 5, let's see. I had it written down. Okay. The action opposing value is always 0, which would just be a 4 or better. But because you told me it's been 5 days since I used it, and I need the difference between 5 days and 1 week is 1 AP. So there's one additional column shift, which would have made it 7 or better to succeed. And bigger than shit, I'm going to roll a 5 or a 6. So I went ahead and spent the 5 to make it 10. So now with the one column shift,
You
it
have
shifts it
mates
from
with a
3 to
crappiest
4.
Okay.
3 to 4. So I need 4 or better. Okay, I would have made it either way. It's 13. So it's successful.
Yeah, well, you're talking your life here. You're talking your life.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
so your
13,
gadget-
one column shift. The effect value is 5. The resistance value is the amount of time I've been dead, which was 4 seconds. So 0. It just
Yep.
So it's automatic. So it has positive RAPs. So I'm laying there. Actually, I need to know the RAPs for the amount of time it takes. So acting value 5 plus 1 for the column shift makes it 6. The amount of time I have to sit there is 9 minus 6. So 3. It takes 3 seconds for 3 APs. So in 32 seconds.
Yep. 32
So
seconds.
32 seconds. There's a little green light going beep, 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 and all my stuff is regenerating and being put back together. In 32 seconds, I'll be alive, but at -4 body. And then at that point, regeneration will have to kick in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're alive, but
So I'm not dead.
unconscious.
I'm not dead. I'm not
You're not
alive
dead
technically
yet.
either.
Yep.
If you rip the crown off my head sometime in the next 32 seconds, I will then be dead because it takes that long for it to complete.
Okay. We're
Continue.
coming on 3 hours, guys. So let's start talking about how we want to wrap this up, because obviously we are in the middle of a fucking vicious.
We got to finish this combat.
I was going to say, I think we can finish up this military assault, but after that, I think we
Yeah.
can finish this battle.
Okay.
I'm going to lay quietly for 32 seconds.
I'm going to roll the troopers.
How long's the round?
4 seconds.
4 seconds.
So you got to lay there 8 rounds?
8 round. Yeah.
Well, then I got to lay there for 1 minute to
Yeah,
fully
that's-
regenerate too. So I'm going to lay there for a minute
just
and 32 seconds.
Oaken, what'd you roll?
No, I haven't rolled yet. 5 plus 19. I got 24 in this.
Okay. Chrome,
23.
Metal.
28.
Metal goes first.
How many total troops are attacking us? Whole number, whole kit and caboodle.
15 spread out in 3 groups.
15 men, 2 APCs, right?
Yep, you're down to 2 APCs. Yep.
Which gives me a total of 17 targets.
Yeah, well, they're spread out all over the place. Like, they're not huddled together.
Well, my range is pushed to its max is 4 miles.
Okay. That'll cover it.
Not
But yes. Yep. If you're looking at that, you're looking at a big whopping
+4.
Yep. So
4 columns against me, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I have a magnetic control of 12. And if I spend, what the hell?
because just with no
I spent-
modifiers, you're looking at a 21
Yep.
or better to shut the show down.
If I spend 10 points, it takes me to the 22-24 band.
Okay. Not moving my finger. You needed 11 or better.
11 exactly.
Okay. Effect value.
24. And I'm just pulling all of them together with a bit of a concussion.
Now they get +4 to their resistance too, right?
Well, that was why I went to the 24 band. Yeah. But they have a +4.
I'm just trying to learn how some of this stuff works. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
following.
What's
I'm
interesting-
following along as you guys are doing it.
I hear you. What I find so darn interesting about this is when you start to get to the higher columns, they get farther apart. Instead of 2 points, they're 3 points apart. So even though it's doubling every time, it's less effective every as you go up and up and up.
Mhm.
I don't think I've fought in the 24 man 5 times in the 20 years I've been playing this game.
Okay. That's enough to take out the troopers. The only thing left standing is the APCs.
Boom!
They-
Okay.
Yeah, so they're going like what? Like bowling pins type of thing across the
I
ground.
just slammed them all into each other.
Oh, okay. That's pretty funny. So US Army troopers are flying over with like a couple of football fields, about 15 of them being thrown around. The APCs just kind of got shoved a bit.
Well, did you do the APCs too, or just the troops?
I did the APCs too, but I didn't do enough damage to be meaningful to the whole, those big things.
Yeah. Okay. So that's metal. That brings us to Oaken. There's
I'm
just
gonna
a couple APCs left.
Sonic Blast APC.
Okay. It's APC. Let's look at our APs. Okay, 5 versus what's your 9? You need a 7 or better to hit.
You got 8 and a 2. I got a 10.
So you hit. Your Sonic Blast is unable to move the armored personnel carrier around. You didn't blast it hard enough.
Okay.
Chrome.
Okay, I'm gonna same thing. I'm gonna slam into another APC with a planned knockback.
Okay.
My acting is 9.
Okay. You need a 7 or better.
I rolled a 13.
Okay, that gives you 2 column shifts.
And so however many RAPs I get is how far they're knocked back.
And what's your effect value?
Sorry, 12.
12 with a couple column shifts in your favor. How's 150 feet sound?
Woo!
That thing goes.
Exactly.
Show off.
So that
Well,
leaves one APC left, and so it's going to turn its 50 cal on you, Chrome,
All right.
because you were the most spectacular there, I guess. Its acting value, the acting value of a armored personal carrier is a 5. Your opposing value is
9.
9. So it needs a 15 or better to affect you. They get a 6. So you guys all going first before this APC. Let's tell me what you guys do to it. Like as a team, because there's 3 of you and there's 1 APC.
I'm all in favor of team attacking with Chrome.
Yeah, you just have to describe what this looks like. All you guys.
Dude, he's going to ram into it, and I'm going to push it from the other side while he's ramming into it.
I'll use my strength of 6 to help him push it.
Okay. Where do you want to put it?
I want to put it right on the tower.
We can't pick it up, man. We can just knock it around.
Yeah.
I just wanted to flip it over on its head. That was my whole goal.
Yeah, exactly.
That is succeeded. So
Yeah.
I
I just wanted to disable it, knock it over, and get it to stop shooting at people.
you have achieved that. You have achieved that goal.
Great. Now let's get the heck out of here.
So yes, let's. The field of battle is, well, besides smoldering APCs,
Groaning U.S. soldiers.
yep.
Whole lot of reduced vegetation from all that auto fire.
And I'm going to run over and check on the professor. My God, he took a lot of bullets.
Really good
Yeah,
plan.
he's unconscious.
Really good
He
plan.
looks bad. He looks bad. It's like when they all ran over to Frodo after he got stabbed by the cave troll. They're like,
I
"Oh my
definitely
God,
need to
he's
change
so
my
fucked.
suit.
He's so fucked. This is gonna be awful." And it's like, "Oh my God, he's barely alive. How the hell did that happen?"
We have 2 supervillains unconscious on the ground.
Oh, forgot about
Well, I
the super
assume
villain.
it takes a little bit for us all to check on everybody, and so I don't know when the professor's going to wake up. A
I
minute?
think
Did you
you're
say a
not
minute
out
and a
now.
half?